So this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Deathdream, also known as Dead of Night. I love this flick. I'm giving it 5 out of 5 stars. It's brought to you by the same director who brought you Children Shouldn't Play with Things on a budget of $50,000 back in 1972. This was about what I expected. This is a great cult movie, horror movie. Yeah, it exceeded it met my expectations because my expectations were very high. Adrian recommended it, and most of the time he recommends really good stuff. On very rare occasion do I get a mention from him that I didn't like, but that's why I call it a mention, not a recommendation. I want to be on the safe side. I don't want to alienate anybody who has subjective taste in movie. But Adrian and I usually see eye to eye on things, so I trust his recommendations for the most part. And this one I would have never seen had it not been for Adrian's recommendation. Same thing with the Wizard of Gore remake, which I didn't like as much, and neither did Adrian. He just mentioned it in passing. He didn't say, "Oh, you got to see this." But usually Karate Man is more blunt. He'll just say, this film is really good, and it's available on on these platforms. So, anyways, enough about that. This Vietnam soldier gets shot in the beginning of the movie after watching his buddy die. And it's kind of an anti-war flick, I think. It's got that flavor to it because even though he dies, he promised his mother that he would come back from Vietnam, even if he dies. So he comes back as a living dead. He's got no heartbeat or pulse, and he just shows up to his parents' house after they get a telegram saying that he's dead. So they're overjoyed, and he's absolutely a complete loner, dude. Like, he keeps him to himself. He keeps rocking in this chair, and he doesn't say much. And he's got this zombie look on his face. On the way there, he brutally slashes the throat of this truck driver, and then takes his blood and sticks it in his arm. He does that to the town physician later on in the movie. He just takes a needle and starts going like this on the on the local doctor there. And the doctor has suspicions that Andy, the Vietnam soldier who came back from the dead, is the murderer of the truck driver. So he's about ready to go tell the police based on some flimsy evidence, some coincidental evidence. Because Andy picked up the the family dog and killed that poor little dog. But they did some trick with the collar or something. There's a ton of bonus features on this disc, and it's got Tom Savini in his first movie doing this makeup and the special effects. Cool. He went on to do another film. Which I haven't seen. He's a prosthetic makeup artist. And special makeup effects and prosthetic makeup is his specialty. Of course, he did Dawn of the Dead, Martin, two of my favorite films in the horror genre. Anyways, I forget the name of the other film he did in '74, but it looks pretty good. I've never actually seen it, but I'd like to see it. I'll probably get around to seeing it one of these days in my lifetime. And getting back to the storyline, so Andy killed two people and the dog, and his pop starts drinking because his son is like a total whack job. He's like, talk about antisocial. I've heard of people who lock themselves in the basement and just do just hang out with their digital friends, and they let their hair go crazy. The baddie hair. And that's what Andy is like. He's just sitting in his rock chair going like this with no expression on his face. And then he's alive, but he's starting to rot away without other people's blood. And it starts getting progressively worse during the end. He's got these weird looking contacts that he can only wear for like 30 minutes at a time or something. And it starts eating away at his eyeballs. That's what the actor said in the interview. So you got the Tom Savini interview, the Andy character actor's interview on the bonus features, and then it's got the trailer, which I posted in the description box along with the free version of the movie. I posted a link to, but you have to click on more details in the description box. I think make the description box bigger. I think you know how to do that. But I can show you if you don't know how. I can explain it to you. It's pretty obvious. It's on the bottom left of the description box. You just click on that and it'll expand to show the two links that I mentioned. But he goes on a double date with his ex-girlfriend and his two other friends. Well, his sister and her boyfriend. They all go into a really cool looking drive-in. I saw a poster for a Robert Quarry film. 1972 film, Deathmaster. That looked pretty cool. I'd like to see. Probably will. So you see that 72 Deathmaster poster. I'd like to get my hands on that. In the drive-in theater. And once again, Andy goes on a rampage. He kills his former girlfriend. It's not exactly the kind of date that she was expecting. It's kind of a nightmare date. Your boyfriend comes back from Vietnam. You think he's dead. He is dead, and and then he ends up killing you. So pretty crazy. But I'm on IMDb and I'm looking at the movie poster for Deathmaster. It says it looks really cool. It says eyes like coals, fangs like razors. The Deathmaster has escaped from his grave. Nice. Anyways, oh, my son gave my video a thumbs up. Somebody did. But anyways, Andy goes on a rampage, kills his ex-girlfriend. He kills his sister's brother. Then he runs over some random moviegoer dude. This movie is pretty violent for a PG film. I'm surprised it got a PG rating. You got all the Tom Savini effects in the beginning of the movie with the truck driver. And we see multiple images of the truck driver in this throughout the entire movie. And you got the scene with the doctor, and the movie theater's drive-in scene. This movie is relentless. There's a lot of dialogue, but some of the scenes are pretty gruesome and frightening. I wouldn't want to see my son come home like this. That would be a real bummer. Real big disappointment. He just turns into a zombie, quite literally. After fighting in a war, that would be messed up. But it's kind of anti-war movie because the mother really wanted him to go to war so that he wouldn't be mama's boy. But she's still like overprotective with them, especially at the end. The ending is great. And there's even an alternate ending scene in the bonus features that also has an alternate opening scene. But I have to warn you, the alternate ending scene is kind of scratched up, hasn't been restored, and the sound is very poor. But it's still very effective. I watched it before I saw the movie, and it didn't spoil the ending in any way. Still blew me away. Very highly recommended. Check it out. And thanks, Adrian, for recommending it to me. Much appreciated. I know this wasn't a mere mention. This was something that you really enjoyed watching. So thanks for that. I appreciate the comments too of other movies that I've never heard of. even the children, which might be rubbish. Cool. So, yeah. So I'm going to finish up The Vampire Lovers, which might not be as good as Deathdream, aka Dead of Night. I guess that's the Canadian title. I don't know. Might be the title of the VHS tape that Adrian has. On the bonus features, it has all the VHS tapes and different names of the movie, even in Spanish and German, I think. It has the names. Don't ask me to pronounce those, but anyways, cool. Very good Blue Underground disc. You can get your hands on it later